All right. Back volume. Dude. I'm so rusty with this level. Oh, man. What the fuck? Oh, what? How am I not able to clear this anymore? Hey, Mega Shepherd, what's up? How you doing? with Devil's Chat a few times. Yeah, definitely. Like, I watch him quite a bit. Devil's a very cool guy. Probably one of my favorite streamers. My Twitch ID is TWT. Okay, I don't think I remember you. But yeah, I mean, I really I've watched Devil for quite some time actually. Big fan of his. He's very cool. Yeah, I completely agree. I agree. He's really, he's funny. He's really good at, the Duke franchise in general. Like, he's really good at Eternal. He's really good at, 2016. Obviously, 2016, he got the record for, world record for no hit. This level was quite a pain in the ass when it first came out. I think they kind of realized how crazy the skill ceiling of this game was and had to crank up the difficulty. Yeah, that's exactly what they did. That's exactly what they did with this this level and World Spear. I think those are the two levels where they realize, okay, like people are really getting used to playing this game. They're getting crazy good. Let's make two levels that really challenge them. You know what I mean? But I still like, you know, the thing is, like, I'm not sure if you're aware of this, but these guys. Yeah, so I was saying that this level, like I've completed this level quite a few times in Ultra Nightmare. I'm quite comfortable with it, but like for some reason, as you can see, top right of my screen, like I'm playing on 250 FPS, and on 250 FPS, I really struggle because enemies hit you really hard, right? They hit you faster, and you know, like they move way quicker. Things get a bit, yeah, they get a bit fucked on what on 50 FPS or higher. Yeah, I completely agree. The game gets just way harder. The game gets way harder because, like, you know, enemies can teleport. You know, essentially. Yeah, like that Dread Knight mega jumps, that guy straight zooms on high. Dread Knights in this game on high FPS, they're like crazy. They're like crazy. Do you still play this game, Mega Sharp, or do you like Mega Shepherd? I mean, or do you play Dark Ages at the moment? I used to play this game Trace back in the days. Okay, yeah. I've played this game since launch, and I've never really stopped. But I kind of stopped when Tattoo came out. Okay, all right. So you, which I understand, you know, because Tattoo is it's underwhelming. Life and stuff. Yeah, understandable. Yeah, okay. Like, life as in work, or what do I have to do here again, man? I haven't played this level in forever. I keep forgetting what to do. Yeah, here you go. But yeah, we were very fortunate to have this game come out during the pandemic, where we had nothing but time. lot of time at home, especially. I think I added you on Steam a while back. Really? Okay. Really? What's your name on Steam? I don't remember you at all. Yeah, it is, especially on high frame rates. And also these monkey bars, they really throw you off. It's like such a... Such a... See, like, it's so... just getting shot up from everywhere. It's such a... bars, sometimes I don't want to use them, and I'm in the middle of quick switching, and it just completely throws me off. I have 700 hours in Eternal. This room is fucked. This room and that circle room with the Marauder. Yeah, exactly. Like the circle room with the Marauder, also the coin room. Remember that one? I'm just completely I'm out of practice with this level in particular. I enjoy Dark Ages quite a lot, but man, this game truly is eternal. I completely agree. This game doesn't compare. Dark Ages just doesn't compare. This game is... It can't be matched. It just can't be matched. What the fuck? You see again? Like high frame rates? Like this game is one where you can easily put like 1,000 hours even just playing against AIs. Yeah. I mean, I have like in this game I have like 13. If also count because I first bought this game on PS4. When it came out, and I played it on PS4 for like a year and a half. And I have around 700 hours on PS4, and then I bought it on PC, and now I have like 1,300 on PC, so 2,000 hours in total playing a single-player game. Where else do you get that? You know, 2,000 hours playing a single-player game. I can't think of a lot of games where you can do that. Hey, Magician, what's up, man? What's up? I have about 150 hours of Dark Ages, and I think I'm quite at the end of it now. Yeah. Like I feel the same way. Like I feel like I've exhausted everything the game has to provide. You know. I don't feel like there's much for me anymore. to do there. So let's see what the DLC brings. But I'm not super. I'm not sure what they're going to do, to be honest with you. And I have reservations. You know, so I'm just kind of I'm really, to be honest with you, I'm kind of nervous about where they're going to take the Doom franchise as a whole, because I think like we're heading kind of in the wrong direction. Damn, I gotta head to bed for work tomorrow. Yeah, I get you, Magician. Also, same thing for me soon as well. So I'm just having. I think what I'm gonna do actually is I'm gonna limit my frame rate to 144 because 250 is just retarded with this game. But yeah, I'm kind of nervous about where they're taking the franchise, the direction they're headed. A bit nervous about that. I think, you know, with Eternal being the most divisive, technically. I mean, Dark Ages is now the most. That's the one that's very divisive right now. But Eternal, when Eternal came out, it was very divisive for people who loved 2016, right? And I think they probably thought, okay, let's do a 2016 type of game and focus more on story and set pieces and let's, you know, move the skill ceiling down a notch. I still appreciate them trying to innovate no matter what. Yeah, I feel the same way. I appreciate that they innovated as well. I just don't think. I think they made too many compromises elsewhere. You know what I mean? If it was Saturday, we watched you all night. Oh man, that's always. I'm sorry to hear that, Magician, but that's life, you know. Someday, somebody has to go to bed early. And we have less time, right, to have fun. like one big difference between Dark Ages and Eternal. In Eternal, you can handle anything and everything at once, but in TD8, certain demons combo just fuck you up. Yeah, it's a very the way they designed Dark Ages is very, maybe the wrong word, but it's very unflexible. Eternals is a lot more flexible as a game, you know, where, you know, if you lock me in this arena, for example, and you throw in, like, you know, let's say 20 cyber demons, right? 20 cyber demons. If you give me, like, at least, you know, 1 or 2 makers running around, I can, you know, restack on ammo, no problem, and I could just, like, I can take them down one by one, right? In Dark Ages, if you lock me in a room with 20 cyber demons or 20 barons or 20 Aghaton hunters or whatever, you're not going to make it out of there. It's just impossible. So it's a way more, Dark Ages is a lot more, it's way more limited when it comes to how you're able to approach every encounter. If you, yeah, like I remember an Rentron and an Acolyte even showing up together. No, there's no, unless you play randomizer. I can't think of any time in Dark Ages where that happened. That's true. And that one arena at the last level where a Cosmic Baron and a Cyber Demon come together, that's completely fucked. Yeah, that's the one right before the final boss. Or one of the final arenas. I remember that one, yeah. But yeah, it's just it's a very different game. It's a very different game. It's this game just has way more replay value. Broken sometimes. It's such a broken game. don't even know where to go. In Eternal, you put one of each demon type in Arena, and it's a walk in the park. In DA, you can't have an Acolyte with anything. You don't have any Cackle at all. 2 or more different types of super heavies present. It's just fucked. Yeah, I know. That's where they faltered a bit, you know, in the game design aspect. You know what I mean? It's a bit of a shame. But I always like, you know, I every time I play Eternal for a very long time, and I feel like, you know, a bit tired, because like Eternal can wear you out. You know, Eternal is such an intense game, and it requires so much of your attention, and it requires so much skill that there's moments where I'm like, oh, I need something a bit more, you know, like I want to play a shooter that's a bit more relaxed, you know. And then, you know, the Dark Ages fills that gap pretty well for me. Pretty good job of that, right? Yeah, definitely. Turtles don't chill, no. Definitely don't chill at all. Is my yeah, DA is a good chill action SPS. It's still a great game. Yeah, it is a great game. It is. It's just like, but I think it's just, sadly for Dark Ages, it came after Eternal. Very hard game to beat. I'm gonna go 3 ways. To make life easier for myself. mess. I do think DA has something great to offer. Like all the melee you have, DA is great. In my opinion, the melee weapons are in DA are much better compared to the games. Are much better incorporated into the game's combat loop compared to the chainsaw, where you just wait for the cooldown. Yeah, it is, but the game that's true. I know what you mean. But I think they should have put less work into the melee weapons and created just a better combat loop overall. Done for today. Really not feeling this level at the moment. I'm making too many mistakes. I'm tired, and I'm really not for it. I'm really not up for it at all. Yeah, maybe they can bring the idea of DA melee weapons into their next game's combat loop. I mean, like had they taken more of Eternals. First of all, they should have. I think the movement in Dark Ages is just way too simple. It's just left, right, front, back, and you just run in all directions and run and shoot. Like there's nothing much to it. And then shield bash, and that's about it. Like shield bash is supposed to be the new meat hook. You know what I mean? But I just don't think it works very well. I think they should have. I think they should have brought more of Eternal's movement into Dark Ages. Yeah, the movement is a bit too shallow. Yeah, that's what I think. I'm not a huge. I don't know. Yeah. When I started playing Dark Ages, I really felt like something was missing when it came to movement. The guns feel good. I have no complaints about that. The shield feels fine. But just imagine like a game. Let's just imagine in a perfect world where you take Dark Ages, but you add eternal movement to it, right? So just imagine being able to parry stuff. Like you meet hook into somebody, you're in the air, and then somebody shoots a projectile at you in the air, and then you parry it in the air. You know what I mean? That would have been a way more interesting experience because that also would have elevated the skill ceiling, which is lacking at the moment. So yeah. But yeah, I really wasn't feeling. Yeah, that's what I imagined. A more evolved Eternal would be like. Yeah, I think that's just like I think parrying projectiles is totally fine. Like just imagine if you brought that to Eternal. I think it would have been, or brought it to Eternal's gameplay loop. So, I mean, that's my take on it. Sure, a lot of people are going to tell me, yeah, but we didn't want Eternal 2, which is fair. I didn't want Eternal Part 2 either, but I think we could have had a very unique and original game, even if we used some elements from Eternal. Because, like, clearly, like, Dark Ages wanted to be very original and, stand on its own, right? But if you look at Dark Ages, it borrows a lot from 2016. It borrows a lot of elements from 2016, and it also borrows obviously the resource management aspect from Eternal. But that's all it does really. It doesn't bother. It doesn't borrow anything else. Yeah, that's going to be one hell of a game. Eternal with parry and all that melee combat. Yeah, exactly. Like I think it would be let's just remove just imagine right Eternal and so yeah so we put target so we take um so let's just imagine we have Eternal. You're given a shield that can parry certain projectiles, not all of them but certain ones, and then you have, instead of the chainsaw, you have 3 melee charges that provide you with ammo instead of the chainsaw, right? And then you remove blood punch. And what else? You keep the remove blood punch. You keep the flame belch, and you remove the freeze grenade with what's it called again? Yeah, the freezing grenade. You remove that because we can technically freeze people with the shield already by having them. If you shield toss out to heavies, you lock them in place. Um, and then that would have been, I think that would have worked as a gameplay loop. You know, I'm trying to just imagine myself flinging myself. Just having a shield, meat hooking, and then having to parry projectiles in the air. Like that could be pretty cool actually. You know. Um, yeah. I mean, maybe. I mean, now we have obviously we have We have modding tools now for Eternal, so maybe somebody could come up with something like that. That would be crazy if they could do that. Yeah. Cool. I think that's it for today. I'm really not enjoying. For some reason, like I used to like Taras Nabad, but like at the moment, I'm just not. I'm not enjoying it that much. I feel like the arenas are very like monkey bars everywhere and very tight arenas. It's kind of annoying to play. Like by far, I prefer World Spear as a master level. They're gonna have to make some crazy demons to counter Slayer with all that insane power. Yeah, they will. Yeah, for sure. They would have to. But I mean, let's say you bring in all those demons from Dark Ages, right? And you make some adjustments, like for example, having more air enemies, air demons, right? Not only have changing the Kaku demon and adding a few more demons that can mess you up when you're in the air, right? That could work, I think. I think right now, if in Eternal you give the Slayer a shield, and you make sure that projectiles hit you way harder, I think it could work, But there's a lot of adjustments to be made, right? I really want more air demons. That'd be awesome. Yeah. I mean, I think in Dark Ages we're gonna definitely get more. I think I have a feeling that we're gonna get the Pain Elemental in Dark Ages. I have a feeling we're gonna get that. I think we're gonna get either him or the Archvile. It's gonna be one of those two, I'm sure. So yeah. All right, cool. Anyways, I have to go. Unfortunately, I really I just wasn't feeling it tonight. I wasn't really. Yeah, I died a bunch of times, and usually I can clear this Ultra Nightmare without too much of a sweat, so that's a bit annoying. But that's how it is. Anyways, yeah. So, Mega Shepherd, thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon. And whoever else is watching, just take care and see you soon as well. And I'll maybe be on tomorrow. I'm not sure, but let's see. Cool. All right. Adios, guys. Take care. Bye.